I've talked about Adam Peaty a little bit on this podcast. So talk to me about Lilly King. I mean, this girl is the most dominant swimmer in the world right now. There's nobody that can beat her. What is she doing well, other than the fact that she just doesn't lose races?
Yeah, I see Lily and Adam as very similar. I listened to that podcast you had with Mel Marshall, and I thought it was phenomenal, and I absolutely loved it. And I thought you guys covered the technical bases of breaststroke really well. And along with that podcast you had of Josh Prino, and those two podcasts, I feel like summarize breaststroke so well from a coaching standpoint, from an athlete standpoint, from a technical standpoint. And I think Lily is very similar. She's so great with her hands, getting her hands and getting back into line really fast. And people see Lily's fast tempo just like they see Adam's fast tempo. But really, Lily's tempo comes from how she shoots forward and gets into line so well within each cycle. And, along with that, that only happens well with timing in breaststroke with fast heels to go along with your fast arm tempo. So, I would say she's not rushing through this pull part of the breaststroke.
Mm-hmm.
She's just rushing to get back in line. And I think that is the key. That's what Lily's doing really well. And you look at Adam and you look at Lily, and they look like they are really great pulling in their breaststroke.
Yeah.
But you look at them and they're not pulling really far back, and they're
Mm.
keeping their hands in front, and they're getting really good up front. And then to be able to, yeah, like I said, like really drive forward into that line. So I think the two actually are very similar. Even though, Adam just looks like massively stronger than Lily, but technically and the way they move through the water, I see is very similar.
Yeah. I'm watching the ISL recently, and I'm seeing a lot of people moving away from underwater pullouts. They're basically just taking a small breaststroke pull into their stroke and getting up and getting going. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I see that too. And you know what? I do think for a short course race, where like adding a cycle or two per length doesn't, is something that you can do. I do think that if you are faster with swimming, it's just, kind of balancing it similar to your dolphin kick in a freestyle or a fly race, like managing your speed underwater and above water, trying to find that balance. So I think it actually does really make a lot of sense short course, especially since you can get going a lot faster, and then you could, the lengths are shorter, so you could maintain your tempos a lot easier than you can over a 50-meter race.
Yeah. Awesome. Appreciate that.